Yay! All righty. We are back for another Wellbeing Wednesday. For those of you who have been to a Wellbeing Wednesday before, welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome for the very first time. This is the monthly segment that shows childcare providers and caregivers that are like you simple ways to support your own well-being, because taking care of ourselves is in fact also taking care of others. Whether you're an early childhood educator, a director, a parent, or someone who just feels like a parent some days, we all have those moments, you're sure to pick up tidbits of actionable advice about ways to support your overall well-being and get back to feeling like yourself during this segment. I'm your host, Susanna Creed, with the Be Well, Care Well Arkansas program, which is a Curricula Concepts program that's all about supporting the well-being of childcare providers. And I'm very excited. We have Miss Patty here, who is going to be joining us today. And we'll get into a really great conversation with her in just a minute here. So as you can probably tell, our theme for the month of July is hydration and skincare. With the heat wave that we've got going on, I don't really know if I could think of a better day to talk about hydration and skincare. I think today's high is actually going to be in the triple digits, so it's going to be real fun there. Today's a really great way to start taking some of the things we're going to talk about today and putting them into practice. Summer self-care isn't just about staying cool, even though, yes, that is absolutely crucial and important. It is really high on the priority list. However, it's also so important to make sure our bodies and our skin is actually our largest organ in our body, to make sure that they are protected and hydrated, especially during heat waves like we're going through this week. So today, like I said, we have Miss Patty here. She is a licensed esthetician. I hope I said that right. I always question myself. And she's also the office manager with Defy Age Med Spa in Conway, Arkansas. So thank you so much, Patty, for joining us today. Super excited to have you.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
So I think we'll probably just kind of start today off. I kind of want to give you the floor to give us a little bit of a rundown. I think you had a couple of things prepared that you wanted to talk about. And so also, if anybody, when you're in the comments or you're watching, remember today can be interactive as you want it. So as we're going through, if you have questions, if you have aha moments, please feel free to share those in the comments. But it is my turn to listen. So I'm going to hand you the floor, Ms. Patty.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Like she said, I'm a licensed esthetician with Defy Age Med Spa here in Conway. I've been an esthetician for about 5 years now. Skincare has been something that always has been very important to me. I grew up on a cattle farm in the middle of nowhere, Indiana, getting dehydrated, not having a lot of time. Those are all things I'm very used to. Also, my mom has 5 kids. I have grown up with childcare workers, healthcare workers, really blessed with a very busy caregiving circle. But with that being said, a lot of times the people who give the most do not take care of themselves as much as we should. I would argue and say that 75% of my clientele here at the med spa are caregivers. It is never too late to start taking care of yourself, but it's important to do it, especially when it's 9,000 degrees outside. We're sweating, we're hot, we're getting dehydrated. One of the big things that I had kind of talked about was all the different ways that you can get dehydrated: sun, sweat, working, lack of sleep. If you are
what?
Yes. So when you are not resting properly, your body will not absorb hydration. So that's our lack of sleep. A lot of time that can be doing certain things that are going to dehydrate you, whether that's, drinking excessive alcohol, drinking a lot of sugary drinks. The more we are exhausting our body, both internally and externally, the less you're going to hold on to that. That's why you're thirsty. You might be a little sweatier. Your sweat might be a little stinkier. It's because you've got nothing to grab onto that hydration. Lack of sleep is such a big one. You see it with a lot of farmers, especially when it's crop time. The longer hours you work, the more dehydrated you're going to get, the more water you're going to need to consume.
Huh. Speaking of
One
which,
of
I'm
those
just going
things
to
you
take a
don't
sip
think
of my water.
as you should, as everyone should.
Mm-hmm.
In a perfect
Oh,
world, an average person needs about 3 liters of water a day. That's not being excessively dehydrated. That's not working in a field. That's the average person.
And correct, and help me understand, because I'm horrible with conversions. How
Mm-hmm.
many gallons is that? I cannot conceptualize liters. Maybe I need to look that up. If anybody looks it up and finds it, put it in the
I
comments.
wish I knew. So we at I know ounce wise, that's almost 100 ounces a day. The average water bottle is 16 ounces.
Huh. It looks like 3 liters is about 3/4 of a gallon.
That sounds, I can tell you right now, I do not carry a gallon around regularly enough to be able to tell you.
Gotcha. Well, we're aiming for at least a gallon or 3 liters. I ask because we have these Be Well, Care Well water bottles that a lot of our people have, and they are, I believe, 32 ounces each. So they're, I think, a quarter gallon.
So a liter is 33, almost 34 ounces. So that's spot on.
Oh, perfect. So if you have a Be Well, Care Well water bottle, make sure to drink 3 of these a day.
Absolutely.
All right, feel free. I'm so sorry. I was just like, wait, really want to understand that conversion. Perfect.
No, you're good. I cheat. I use what is this? The Evian bottles. They're a liter.
There you go. Natural measurement.
Yeah, I cheat. Conversion is not what I'm in the business of. But so with that, I realistically, especially when you're busy, whether you are teaching, you are hands-on with other people, being conscious of your water intake is so difficult, especially if it's not something you've been used to. So what I like to do here at Defy, our big thing, there's a couple different things we specialize in. One of the biggest things that we do is we do IV hydration. We get IV, you hear IVs, oftentimes that's fairly scary. You think IV in the medical sense. We run saline through, I wish I have it written down somewhere. We do so many of these therapeutic IVs, forcing your body to, because you've got nothing to do but sit. We get you strapped in just like you would a typical IV. Find a vein, insert it in. We are running about 1 liter of saline, typically infused with different vitamins and minerals that your regular water intake won't get. So many people, we work with so many teachers, so many different caregivers and caregiver providers here in Central Arkansas, and you would not believe how many people come in just with exhaustion. Dehydration is such a big one, but where's that dehydration coming from?
Yeah.
Drinking plenty of water is so important, but also making sure your diet, like I said, with your lack of sleep, we need to make sure we're getting those minerals, those vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin A are so important. Your vitamin B is going to help with your energy intake. If your diet, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm a child. I love chicken nuggets.
Oh, yes. They're so not good for you, but they're so delicious.
You do not get all of your necessary vitamins and minerals from eating chicken nuggets. When you are at least I know for my mom and my best friend, who she also has 4 children, a lot of times the diet that we have, what's easy, what's quick, shout out to fast food, we are not getting the needed vitamins and minerals. When we are not staying hydrated, our skin will sag, our energy levels will tank, we will age both physically and internally a little bit faster. Like I said, we specialize in IV therapy and treatment skincare here at Defy. A lot of times we will do the IV therapy. It's a really quick way to boost your vitamins, boost your minerals, and boost your internal hydration. And then I pair that with skincare. Okay. Skincare being my specialty. There are so many things. When you hear skincare, you think 12 steps. You think all this time that you don't have to put forth to something. I hear that all day long in the office. I bring up skincare. People tell me they don't have time. If you can cleanse your face once a day, that's in the shower, that's when you're brushing your teeth, whenever you can cram that in. If we can wash the skin and moisturize the skin, that is leaps and bounds. It only takes those 2 steps, cleansing and moisturizing. Your skin will be brighter. Your dark spots under the eyes, you won't know them. If we can topically moisturize while we are hydrating from the inside out, the skin is more plump. Your hair is healthier. Wrinkles, fine lines, discoloration, hyperpigmentation, all of that is going to be slower to take effect because we're protecting ourselves from the inside out. We often think, sure, we might be drinking plenty of water, but are we protecting our skin? Are we reapplying our sunscreen? Are we moisturizing? Is our face dirty? Our skin does all of its healing at nighttime. If we are not cleansed, fresh, and ready to go, what can we heal? We're closing over sweat. We're closing over possibly residual makeup, pollution. That's a big one, especially in bigger cities. Like I said, I grew up on a cattle farm. That's still very near and dear to my heart. Not the farm itself, but the farmers.
Yeah.
I'm not a farmer. But it just the little steps when you hop in the shower, wash your face. I don't know about anyone else, but especially younger children, they're pretty gross certain times, very dirty.
Sometimes they like to touch their mouth and
hands to the face, the mouth. You're absolutely right. We want to wash
your
that
face
off. That's my favorite part. We want to make hand washing. We all know how important that is. Your skin is your largest organ. We need to wash more than just our hands. Cleansing the face, not only does it help aesthetically with preventing wrinkles, preventing sun damage, but that will also prevent any extra absorption. Viruses are running rampant. The summer flu is here. There's also,
so we have a question from the comments, and it's a good question. And remember, y'all, if you were just joining us, always feel free to put your questions into the chat because it's a great way for us to just kind of answer those questions right away. So someone said, what if moisturizing causes breakouts?
Then you've not found the right one.
Is it actually the moisturizing, or do you think it's the cleansing first?
So
that's probably a difficult question.
So finding the right products, I would argue, is the hardest part. Oftentimes we think of facial moisturizer and we think a heavy cream. I don't know about you guys, but it's too hot for me to be covered in goop. I will not, and I do the same thing with my treatment room, with my treatment patients, my clients that come in, all of my consults. A heavy cream is for dry skin. I'm too sweaty to be dry right now. It's just too hot. So I like to recommend and both personally opt for more gel type, almost watery moisturizers. Your skin will absorb that. And even as we sweat, you won't find that you're hitting as many blockages, causing breakouts. If you put a product on and your skin's immediately breaking out, that can absolutely be a reaction. You listen to your skin. At the end of the day, you know it best. It is important to moisturize, though, all skin types, tones, and textures. Even oily skin needs to be hydrated. That's where I opt for the water gels, the gel-based moisturizers. They're not going to leave you slimy or heavy, but you're going to moisturize that acid mantle, which is going to help in the skin's healing process.
Yeah, so something that I found recently about last year, and honestly, I'm like, oh no, should I say anything? Because I'm probably going to find out it's like a whole bunch of stuff. But so I used to have super dry skin, like really dry, sensitive skin. And then all of a sudden in my mid-20s, I started getting massive acne. And I was like, well, this sucks because at least I'm not even going to outgrow it like if I had been a teen, you know? So then it went back and forth between breaking out a lot and oily and then super dry. And I also kind of simplified my skincare, talking with some people who have a lot of experience, estheticians, different things like that. And so I went just to a cleanser, and then I personally use like a very light calming toner. But the interesting thing that they told me, because I was again breaking out a lot, and they were like, have you ever tried just using a light oil? And of course, my mind is like, I'm already breaking out. Why am I going to use oil? And it's the thing is with the oil, at least in my experience, and again, you might find like, oh, actually, but what I found is my body, my skin takes whatever it needs from the oil, and then it leaves the rest on the skin. Like it's not clogging my pores. It's very light because I had like a water-based gel as well, and that one worked pretty well. And I find even the oil works a little bit better. So for me, I was like, well, I'm breaking out and I'm oily. I shouldn't be putting any moisturizer on my skin. But actually, you know, it was kind of the converse, and I had to play with it. And that's just what I did. But it was something that I definitely didn't think about. And so, kind of going to your point of, you know, this even oily skin needs moisture. You know, everyone needs something. It just what that actually is for each person might be different, kind of thing.
You're absolutely right. Like I said, the hardest part is finding the products that work for you. So for my skin, I am larger. I sweat a lot. Me and the heat do not mix. Oil-based moisturizers, or even a cold pressed oil directly on the skin, I sweat too much for that to be beneficial. I can't tell you how many of my clients, though, that love an oil-based press. It is going to take, if you're applying a product and it's causing you to break out, with this heat, it is so hard to tell, is it sweat or is it a product reaction? I recommend when you're trying new products to try to stick it out for about 6 weeks. Of course, you know what a reaction is. Take it off. Don't use it.
Yeah.
Different. But you do have to give your skin time to acclimate. I love an oil actually in the wintertime. I use an oil instead of a typical moisturizer. I love that you brought that up. I often lean towards gels, always maybe forgetting the oils. I cleanse with an oil daily. That helps balance my skin out. There are so many products out there, too many products. You go to start looking and it does get just downright overwhelming at times. But if you can find a product and stick it out for about 6 weeks, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, don't get disheartened. Try something else. Find something else. There's going to be a product out there for you. I'm sure an oil was not the first thing you personally grabbed.
No, not at all. And it was just like the most random thing. We are getting some comments, and this is a really good point. And I love that we have you on, that we can have a discussion about this. So for instance, say someone wants to, you know, they want to better their skincare and they want to try some products, but it can be kind of scary and intimidating because every time you purchase a product, you know, that's money going away. And
You're
also sometimes,
right.
you know, you wonder like, well, can I try, you know, the less expensive type, and it's not working? Is it because of that specific product, and actually that type of product, but at a higher quality would be better? So kind of how would you, I mean, you gave us this great window of like, if you're going to try something new, try 6 weeks. I know I've heard a lot, if you're going to try something new, do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Don't do multiple. But what I guess tips or advice do you have for those who maybe want to explore different products, but are kind of nervous about that whole process of, oh, I have to find a product and the price tag that goes along with each of those products?
So my biggest thing is, if it catches your eye, give it a try. Skincare does not have to be boring. What works for me, what I use in my treatment room, as much as I hate to say it, it does not work for everybody. Everybody's skin is so different. Our lives are so different. If you find a product, you want to give it a try, do it. There are some great products available at drugstore level. There are some great products at prestigious level. I personally use a combination between what we would call drugstore products and medical grade skincare. Here in the
Mm.
treatment room, I do typically use more medical grade skincare because I am a med spa. But
Mm-hmm.
even when I refer to clients, whether it's a virtual consult, a facial client, or just, a basic skincare consultation, I like to make realistic expectations and product goals.
Mm.
Finding a cleanser is so important, but there are so many. There is no, I have found some of my favorite skincare products on all levels of the spectrum. One of my
Yeah.
favorite cleansers right now, both of my favorite cleansers right now, one is a medical grade skincare. It's a cream cleanser. My favorite gel cleanser right now, I bought at Target. I'm the honesty and transparency there.
Yeah.
It really takes just diving in. If you don't have a cleanser you like, that's typically where I recommend people start. If we
Mm.
have one product to start with it being so hot, not everybody's a sweater, I get it. I recommend starting with the cleanser. From there, jumping to a moisturizer, find one you like, whether it's an oil, a gel, a cream, your preference. Then we jump to the serums, certain things like that. But cleansing is so important. Products are everywhere. If it catches your eye, give it a try. I
I
sure would
love
not
that.
have the products that I like both personally and professionally if I didn't give them a try. I contract with SkinCeuticals, which is a medical grade skincare line. And then we also use Hale and Hush, which is an oncologically
Mm.
created skincare line. It's a little bit harder to find. They contract with cancer centers, patients with radiation, because it's a very, very sensitive skin friendly line. And I work with a lot of people with extreme hyperpigmentation, rosacea, eczema,
Mm-hmm.
psoriasis. Kind of like I said, we do specialize in treatment skincare here,
Yeah.
kind of all over the board. I never would have found those products had I not, honestly, I found them online, gave them a try, met with their reps, sold from there. But like I said, I also still shop at Target. Who doesn't love a good Target run?
Oh my gosh. So also, I apologize if I'm looking down. I'm trying
No.
to make a note here so that y'all can find this in the comments what we just talked about. So we have two other questions
Okay.
for you. This is great. We have lots of questions today. So one person is saying that they use a vitamin C oil, and she was wondering if that's recommended with a gel-made moisturizer, or is that too much?
Let me just start off with I live, laugh, love a vitamin C.
Really?
Everybody, all skin types, all skin tones, Fitzpatrick scale 1 to 6, and all skin texture.
What's a Fitzpatrick?
So Fitzpatrick, that is I have a graphic. I wish I could pull that up for you right now. So the Fitzpatrick scale is how we define skin tone. Levels 1 through 6, 1 being someone who's typically the lightest shade, probably doesn't tan, burns and freckles. Our Fitzpatrick 6 is going to be our darkest tone,
Mm-hmm.
possibly gets darker, never burns, never freckles. The Fitzpatrick is just a way to tell the skin color and the skin type in a medical setting. Everybody fits typically 1 through 6. It gets a little tricky from 3 to 5 because you have your olive skin tones, you have your darker skin, whether it be your more ethnic, Middle Eastern, even African skin tones, those kind of bounce and vary.
Mm-hmm.
But the Fitzpatrick scale, in a nutshell, is how we differentiate skin types and skin tones.
Got it. And I found a graphic, but I can't put it in the comments, sadly. However, for those of you in Be Well, Care Well, I believe we do have some information and links to the Fitzpatrick scale in our newsletter, actually, because we discovered
Perfect.
it when we were creating it. So
it is one of those things. If you're into skincare, you've probably heard of it. A lot of people don't. In the event that, hopefully never, but in the event that you had to meet with a dermatologist about skin cancer, that's something they go over with you pretty in depth there as well. So it's a thing. It's just maybe not as well known.
No, I love it. I'm amazed that it's not more commonly talked about, just in the sense of like it's a very good gauge for
Yeah.
just how you in using similar language. So it is really simple. If nobody's been familiar or seen it before, it is helpful again to kind of look at that. Also, the person who commented about the vitamin C, she said, "Thank you so much. I love my vitamin C." And
Right.
then we have a second question that is, how do you feel about double cleansing?
Oh, yeah, you guys are speaking my language
What
today.
is double cleansing? I don't
So
even know
double
this.
cleansing. So we can be real simple and just use your cleanser twice in a row. You can use, so when I do it in the treatment room, I typically start with an oil or cream cleanser. Then I follow up with a more concentrated, typically a gel cleanser.
Hmm.
Double cleansing. So your first cleanse, you're getting off anything topical, makeup, sweat, pollution, you're getting off the buildup. That second cleanse, we're cleansing the skin, we're cleansing the pores. We've removed everything, so our cleanser is going to penetrate a little bit deeper. It's going to take you a little bit farther. Double cleansing is something I constantly talk about in my treatment room. I love that, someone brought that up today. If
Oh
you're
my
not
gosh.
double cleansing, you should. It takes
I
just
didn't
a
know
little bit
that.
longer. The benefits are boundless.
Also, so we have several people who want to connect with you possibly. Do you want me to just give them the website and the phone number for that?
That would be perfect. So that phone number goes directly to me. The website, we do have a booking link on the website. And then of course our social media platforms. Like I said, I am the office manager as well as the esthetician here with Defy. So I see every single notification that comes through. I'd absolutely love to talk with you guys, whether that be, through email, through the number, through social medias. Of course, thank you for having me, but I absolutely love an opportunity to talk about skincare.
I, I'm still amazed with double cleansing, and I'm not the only one. Thank goodness, because I was like, why does everybody else know about that?
No, not everybody. I see every day. People are
Yeah.
still new to it.
Oh my goodness. I mean, and that's so simple. Can you, no, I have a question. Can you do double
Please.
cleansing with the same cleanser?
You can. You absolutely can. Because, like I said, that first cleanse, we're just removing everything. That second cleanse is going to penetrate the skin.
Hmm.
So you
I'm gonna try
absolutely
that.
can use it. I think you should.
I'm gonna give myself 6 weeks because
There
I
you
know
go.
that's what I should be doing and change nothing else. Just 6 weeks, double cleanse.
Try
And
adding that. It is normal for your skin to take a little bit to get used to it. If you're using a cleanser, like you said, that you'd used to have fairly dry
mhm.
skin, kind of bounce back and forth. We need that 6 weeks for our skin to get used to acclimate to what we're doing. So ride through your skincare change with the double cleansing, and then I'd love to hear back with you in 6 weeks to
Oh my
see
gosh, yes.
how it's
I'm
from
gonna put
there.
that on my calendar that like I need to check back with you because I will, if
Please
it's
do.
not on my calendar, I'll forget.
Well,
Oh my
I will
goodness.
remember. So I'll come at you at say in 6 weeks, and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it. Man, we are having such a good conversation, but I do realize that we are just about at our end time. I mean, wow. Also, y'all, if you want to feel free to comment, even at like if you're watching the replay of this and we're not live anymore, you can still comment and then we'll get back and answer some of those questions as we go through. But again, I just want to thank you so, so, so much, Patty. This has been amazing, life changing for me and fun for myself and also a bunch of others who are with us today. And just thank you for sharing all these great tips that will help keep our skin happy and healthy all throughout the summer months. Um, so y'all who have been here before know I gotta say this, but just make sure to follow Curricula Concepts on Facebook and Instagram so you don't miss a thing. You'll get notifications for when Wellbeing Wednesday is happening. The next one will be the first week of August. I can't remember the date off the top of my head. First week of August on that Wednesday. And also feel free to like and share this video with your family, coworkers, and friends. You can also follow Defy Age Med Spa. There we go. I got the word. All that information is in the comments, so you can follow along with them as well and stay in touch with Patty. And if you're a childcare provider and want to learn more about enrolling in Be Well Care Well, you can click the link in the comments down below. And there you go. You'll have it and you'll go to the application and we'll go from there. So thank you again. This has been another Wellbeing Wednesday. I'm your host, Susanna Crete, wishing you well until next time. Bye, everyone.